bringing you key insights, tips, and advice from the brightest minds in the Canadian franchise industry. This is the Franchise Canada Chats podcast. Welcome to the Franchise Canada Chats podcast, where we take you into the world of franchising. Our interviews are with franchisees, franchisors, and industry leaders who give on-the-pulse expert advice and share their franchising insights and experiences. I'm your host, Stephanie. This is Season 4, Episode 4 of the spring season. In this episode, I talk to 30-minute hit franchisee Jodie Peck, who owns 2 successful locations in Halifax and Bedford, Nova Scotia. 30-minute hit is a high-intensity and empowering boxing and kickboxing circuit designed specifically for women of all shapes, sizes, ages, and abilities. Jodie is a military veteran who moved to Canada from the UK with her husband's job. While there, she worked in the Royal Air Force as an engineering officer for 18 years. Jodie says she became a 30-minute hit trainer after moving to Canada and loved it and wanted more. Then the opportunity to buy into Halifax location popped up. Here, Jodie shares the huge learning curve she experienced when transitioning from being in the military to working in the service industry, why she decided to invest in a second franchise location following the success of her first, and 30-minute hit's new online training program that was launched during the pandemic, which offers an online library and mimics all training and techniques that would normally be done in person. Enjoy the episode. So my first question is, what were you doing before you became a 30-minute hit franchisee, and what drew you to this brand?
So before I was living in the UK, I was in the Royal Air Force as an engineering officer for 18 years. And then we'd just come to Canada with my husband's job. From here, I managed to get a job as a 30-minute hit trainer, and I absolutely loved what I was doing, and I just wanted more. And then I got offered the excellent opportunity of buying into the Halifax location, and that's how I became a franchisee.
Awesome. So what was it like transitioning from one career to another, and what gave you that push to become a 30-minute hit franchisee?
So it was a huge learning curve for me. You can imagine coming into the service industry from the military. It was a big difference. It was a really exciting journey. I got to discover lots of new skills that I didn't have and begin to develop those. And I got to make lots of new friends along the way and just join this awesome community. And the more I did it, the more I wanted it.
Great. So what kind of training and support do you receive from your franchisor, and how has that training changed throughout the pandemic?
So we get formal training with our head trainer every 2 weeks, and that makes sure that we're delivering consistent training on our training floors throughout all of the locations. It's also a great opportunity to connect with some of the other owners there, and we can just ask questions back and forth if we're seeing different things happening on our training floor. As well as that, we do have lots of other different levels of connections going on. We have local chat groups where we talk to other owners. We've always got support tickets to send into our corporate team, and Deanna and Jackson are awesome. They give us regular video chats and updates on our news feed coming through. So through the pandemic, that just increased. Everyone was reaching out so much more and offering so much more information and advice in areas such as what government loans were available, how we could communicate with our members, and how we could deliver the new online hit at home training program that was launched.
Awesome. Do you want to go into what that at-home training is like, what the process is?
The Hit at Home training is now an extra benefit for all of our members. It's an online training program which mimics all of the stations and techniques that we do in the circuit. Once the member has become an active member within any location, they get to log on through the website, and then they'll find a library of lots of video workouts that they can follow along with.
And how do you stay connected with your fellow franchisees when you're all spread throughout Canada and in different countries?
So normally we have an annual summit where we all get together and meet each other face to face. Obviously, we didn't have one last year, and we're not going to have another one this year. So that makes it really hard to actually know the person that you're talking to. But through all of the online work that we're doing, through the training and through all the chat groups, you get a really good sense for those other fellows out there. And we all stay in touch all the time because everyone's always got so much to say.
And how would you describe your experience as a franchisee so far? What do you enjoy most about having a 30-minute hit franchise?
So my experience so far has been busy. I love new challenges. So getting in there and really getting my hands on making those businesses and those gyms feel like my gyms that represent 30-minute hit and what I want the members to feel has been a really good challenge. What I enjoy most is meeting the different members and working with my training team, really getting those personal connections there, having conversations with people, learning more about them, listening to what we've got to say, and just seeing what a difference and what a benefit the 30-minute hit system is making to people, especially at the moment. For some of our ladies, that 30 minutes is the only time they're getting out of the house after they've been working in their home office all day. And it's great just to see the spirit and the community that's really risen up recently.
We hope you're enjoying this episode so far. Did you know that Franchise Canada has a newsletter sent twice a month that's packed full of fresh franchise opportunities? With Franchise Canada e-News, you get new content from Franchise Canada magazine, franchisee success stories, industry news about CFA members, educational videos all about franchising, and you can keep up to date on the newest episodes of the Franchise Canada Chats podcast that you're listening to right now. Plus, by subscribing to Franchise Canada e-News, you get a free subscription to Franchise Canada magazine. Subscribe now at franchisecanada.online. Now back to the podcast episode you are enjoying. So what, if any, challenges have you faced so far with your franchise? And more importantly, how have you overcome them?
So the biggest challenge for me, I think I just touched on it earlier, was moving from a military environment where everyone does everything that you ask them to when you ask them to now coming into the customer service industry, which I had very little background in before. So to overcome this challenge, I just used my team and really reached out to those other gym owners and asked about their experience and their advice as I worked through all the different situations. I'm 3 years in now, and still every day I'm learning more and more and just honing that skill.
So you're a franchisee who owns 2 locations in Halifax and Bedford, Nova Scotia. So what's it like owning 2 franchise locations compared to when you just owned one? And how did you make that decision to invest in a second one?
So double the gyms, double the amount of fun here. I absolutely thrive on being busy and meeting new people and being out there and being involved. So just working with the members is just the best experience. I love what I do. I love to get meeting new people every day. So as we're getting all those free trials in, even if they don't become a member, we know that we've added to their day a little bit and that they're going to be really positive about the experience that they had in at 30-minute hit. Looking to invest in the second gym was a big decision, but I'm very passionate about what I do, and I just about had enough capacity to do it. So I'm absolutely loving that. Now I've managed to bring the training team together for both locations, and that really supports me through it. Things are kind of busy at the moment going through the pandemic, so I wouldn't say I wouldn't take on another one, but it's just not about to happen at the moment.
Was there anything you underestimated about business ownership before becoming a franchisee?
Yes, I think what I had underestimated is how much of it is about you and your energy and staying in that positive mindset. And if you can be positive and grow through your business, then your business is going to grow through with you. It's not a matter of just sitting at the computer and running the spreadsheets and doing the operations. You have to be there and you have to be present. And you have to be leading that team and you have to love doing that.
You touched on the COVID-19 pandemic earlier a little bit, but how has the pandemic impacted or changed your business?
So we've been very fortunate in the way that 30-minute hit has set up. We have all of our stations facing outwards. People are already using boxing gloves, and we already have a spacing system through the gym. So the changes that we had to make to be able to open up and operate again were quite minimal as it looks to the members. So the trainers clean all the time. There's an extra station in between. We wear our masks until we start, we work out, and then we take them off. So for people that are coming in brand new, it doesn't feel like a very clinical, hostelsized environment. It just feels like clean and fresh and a good way to run the gym. We've also had a great lot of work come in from corporate. They've really been able to pivot by launching the Hit at Home online workout within a week of us being closed down. They've launched a new online check-in system that helps us manage the members coming in and out of the circuit and make sure that we're always just under capacity when we need to be. And they've always been there to help everyone when we were closed, just offer that advice and just keep everyone moving forward.
Great. And what are some of your key learnings or lessons that you've picked up over the past difficult year?
For me, it's been all about the teamwork and being part of that team, remembering that you need to lead that team. We were doing some online workouts with the trainers. We were having regular Zoom meetups together just to keep everyone in touch. I think it was just, being able to step back and understand that some days are going to be better than others and some days are going to be rough. But if you can stay in that positive mindset that tomorrow is going to be better, then you're going to get through it. And I think it's really taught us to roll with the punches.
So what keeps you motivated during the pandemic? Is there anything in your personal or professional life that inspires you every day?
I think the thing that really keeps me going is knowing how I feel after I've done a workout and knowing how that makes my body feel and my mind feel, and I'm really balancing out that mental state and physical state. And if I can feel that and recognize that, then I can help others realize that's what's happening and that's why we're doing it. And then that makes me help them understand all the different benefits that we're getting from 30-minute HIIT.
Great. Something that I like to ask during these podcast episodes is there anything you're watching on Netflix? Are there any books you're reading? Are there any activities you picked up over the past year that keep you going, keep you motivated and inspired?
That's a very good question. So the podcasts that I listen to most are a lot of the true crime ones. I like listening to My Favorite Murder. I think those girls on there do a great job at building their community and letting everyone know that, there are tough times and there are lots of different ways of seeking help to support that. But I have been listening to Mummy Hustle, it's an Australian podcast there, who gives really good little tidbits of business advice.
Great. My final question is, what advice for success would you give to others that are considering making a career change into franchising?
This one's pretty easy because it's pretty simple. You've got to find something that you love, something that you really have a passion for, and then you've just got to go all in.
Thanks for listening. For more franchising resources, including how-to articles, expert advice, franchisee success stories, and franchise opportunities, visit franchisecanada.online. Don't forget to subscribe to Franchise Canada e-news while you're there. You can also learn more about franchising at cfa.ca and can connect with specific franchise opportunities at lookforfranchise.ca.